Welcome to First and Goal, where everything is made up and the points don't matter. Get ready for the latest and hottest topics in the SML. Let's get started. Here's your host, Mad Bomber.
Welcome to this week's episode of First and Goal. This week we've got primetime 000, 17-time champ, recruiter of Tony Jefferson. We've got Meats making his third or fourth appearance. We've got Lawyer back, this time sober, and Pauly fresh off the road. How's it going, guys?
What's up?
Thanks for having me.
What's up?
All right, so we're going to jump right into this. It's Sunday night. Topic one, we got a couple older guys here and a couple younger guys. When or at what age should SML players consider retirement? And Prime, we'll start with you since you're always talking about retirement.
Yeah, that's a good question. So Madden, I think, is a season of life game more so than an age game. We've talked about that a lot. Where are you working? You know, what kind of hours you putting in? If you're putting in a lot of hours and you can't practice a lot, then you're more likely to lose than somebody who's older but doesn't have much work hours. To me, I think when Madden becomes more like a job than a hobby. You know, as commissioner, it feels like a job quite a bit, especially later in the cycle. You know, so I think it's supposed to be a hobby, and you see the guys who start treating it more like a job because in the chat they become more negative. They start talking down on the game. They kind of become cancerous. Those guys should just retire. I think it's just annoying. And for me, I think when being a commissioner completely feels like a job, I'll call it quits. I usually think about it once at the end of the cycle. I'll give it some thoughts, but I don't have any plans anytime soon.
All right, Meats, how about you?
Yeah, I don't think there's like a specific age or anything. I think when it stops being fun, you know, the game goes through its paces of not being fun or whatever. But you know, when you stop enjoying the community and you stop enjoying the game and you're just not having fun and you can't get your games in, that's when you should probably think about retirement. I mean, yeah, that's what I got for that.
All right, Lawyer, you're one of the older guys in here. What do you think?
Damn, one of the older guys. So, you know, I'm thinking you got January, February, never worry. That's when you should retire. Never. You know, I was thinking about this earlier, and I'm like, damn, what if we had like a senior league? Like instead of the primer, you had the fielder where all the guys that wanted to retire go to play. You know, just an idea. But as far as for me, I'm never retiring.
All right, and Pauly.
Bomber, hold on. Let me put on my uniform here. You know, I got to put on my uniform if I want to get to work. I got to put on this uniform here. Hold on. I'm coming. Hold on. Here we go. Feel better now. I feel better. I feel, you know, like I'm ready to work here, Bomber. All right, so age to retire. I say it has nothing to do with, it has nothing to do with how good or bad you are. No league should take anybody upon seeing how good or bad they are at Madden. It has nothing to do with it. It's whether they can stay active in chat, whether they're a good guy, and they know if they're a guy like me that likes to walk the line, when to scale it back a little bit, right? So you need to know your strengths and your weaknesses, but I don't think being good should be one of them, right? It's when you don't have time to be active, when you don't have time to tweet and do other league activities, and that's when it's time to call it quits. Has nothing to do with being good or bad. That's my personal opinion. That's the truth, kid.
All right. So I just saw Woods actually just lost his game to Mike. So how long till he says he's retiring? He's
Soon.
He's one that always seems to be on the edge. All right. So topic two. If you look at the standings right now, KJ is actually a playoff team. There were points in the season where I wasn't sure he was going to win another game, but right now he's in the playoffs. What do you think is a reason for his early success, and who do you think would be the next team that's going to surprise people before the cycle's over? And we'll start with Meats this time.
All right, listen, I hate to do this because KJ, you know I love you, but look at his schedule, and the only teams that he's played with a winning record is the Ravens twice, and he lost twice. So you know what? I gotta I hate saying it, but it's largely due to the schedule. he's definitely played a lot better as a whole, and I think that goes a long way towards it. You see that schedule. Maybe he loses most of those games in years past, and so he's playing a lot better. But this record is a product of the schedule.
Okay, Lawyer, what do you think?
I think it's probably scheduling. I agree with Meeks, but man, it just goes to show that the SML really is any given Sunday, Tuesday, or Thursday, man. Anybody I feel like can beat anybody in any game, man. So you shouldn't count any games as automatic wins or any games as automatic losses. I mean, this thing ebbs and flows, man. You got average players that become good players that become average players. It kind of goes up and down that way.
Yeah, that's a good example. I mean, even in Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons owner of the SML went from good to average.
All right, Pauly.
Wait, Lawyer's still in the league? Wait, Lawyer, you're still – I thought you retired last season. Where are you at? You're in the NFC, right?
I'm 5-4 right now. Be 6-4 in about an hour.
Whoa. All right. Well, hey, my next head bomber.
Yep, you're up.
My next? All right, we're up. All right, so KJ, straight fire. KJ, fire. KJ's on fire. And I'll tell you one thing. The reason KJ has the record that he does is because people don't take him seriously. And they sleep on little KJ. But little KJ, little do you know, he can play. If he doesn't make mistakes, he can stay with anybody in this league. And talking about a contender that will come out of the woodwork, I think Bomber. Bomber's been held down a little bit all cycle, right? And I think with Prime, his running back maybe being a little dinged up, and this is Bomber's year right here. This is the season Bomber can come and make something out of nothing.
All right, so there's some bonus points. Prime, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say that the reason for KJ's success, he struggled a lot early in the cycle. Like Lawyer said, his schedule's favorable. He's also drafted pretty well. I mean, he's got an X-factor quarterback. He's got a really good running back. That Steelers team is it's not bad. It's really not bad. His division isn't that great. So when you factor all these things in, it's not too surprising that he's doing well. I know he's planning to play Fad soon. He's got some tougher matchups later on in this season. We'll see how that all plays out. But it's good to see. It's good for business. I remember Noel Overlord last Madden. I think one time he went 3-13. Then he got French, and then he started going like 12-4. It was a big turnaround. So we're seeing stuff like that. It's good to see. Once again, good for the league. And I'm a KJ fan. I need him to lose because I'm going to start losing some games without Jonathan Taylor. As for a surprise guy, I'll give one in the NFC, one in the AFC. Not too big of a surprise, but from me, I'll say it. Flaccid Faz, not going to be flaccid this year. He's going to make the Super Bowl. That's big shocker. Big shocker there. And in the AFC, yeah, he's going to lose. He's going to lose the Super Bowl. But I think that in the AFC, I think that this is once again to mimic Pauly, Jacksonville. They've got the team there. They'll get the offense figured out, and we're going to see Flaccid Faz against Mad Bomber, and that'll be the big surprise. Who's going to break through? And I guess I'm going to say Mad Bomber. Why not? I'm on the show.
Oh, there we go. More bonus points. We're just handing them out. All right. Everybody said, except Pauly, everybody said it was KJ's schedule. KJ's played a fourth place schedule every season this year, so I don't think it was the schedule. I think Pauly's right. All right, so we'll go with topic 3 here. We've got, you just had the actual NFL draft. We got Madden 22 coming. The cycle's kind of winding down. If you could build your ideal division for Madden 22, so you get to pick the other 3 guys in your division, who would it be? Lawyer, we'll start with you.
Ideal division. I'm going to say the AFC South, but I'm going to say for Madden 22, I would take the Texans. That would be my ideal division.
Okay, so who are the other 3 guys in your division? I know you got Prime.
Everybody that's in there now.
Okay, so you just want to replace October, huh? I don't think he would mind.
A little preview for upcoming cycles.
Well, you shouldn't have a problem getting the Texans. Pauly, what's your ideal division?
I think I'm going to go with, even though I would like it to make an international division and have, Finn's in there, with his little Speedo running around, but I'm not going to do it. I was thinking further, and I want a orgy, a Tennessee threesome. So I want Raider fan, I want nice man KJ, and I want loudmouth tiny, tinny Titans in there, because, hey, they're all great players. I know I'd probably be fourth in that division, but, I think, you got to play the best if you want to be the best. So that's why I go with that. The Tennessee threesome.
All right. I think you'd run away with that division. Maybe. We'll see. Prime, what's your ideal division?
I kind of like the over the hill gang a little bit. Terrible two-step. I like Grams. Get Grams in there. Just all the old guys. Lawyer, Killer. And this guy's a little middle-aged, but he'd be a circled win. We all need that circled win, so throw Latin Yank in there just because. Why not? And also, in a realistic division, if I'm back in the AFC South, I'd like to play Matt just because he's going to have the full team to build on his own, and I'd like to see who he's going to blame for the Titan struggles. It'd be interesting. So, Matt,
when in doubt, blame PJ.
Yeah, I assume it'll be PJ again. Meats, how about you? Ideal division.
All right, I went with the route would be the most entertaining division. I want Mike. All right, you don't think on the surface that's a really entertaining pick, okay? But I want you to throw him in the division with NYT and Tiny. I think that's a better division than Pauly's division. I'm not going to run away with it every single season. And the chat would be popping every time there was a divisional game in that division. I think it'd just be so much fun to be in.
All right. So that'll take us to topic 4. Topic 4, with the draft that just happened, what teams helped or hurt their Madden 22 draft stock in your eyes? And we'll start with you this time, Pauly.
Well, first and foremost, Meats, I know you do a lot of coloring, and I just found this, and I think you might like it. Like, it's the washable, ultra clean Crayola. Just in case, this is very interesting. It would make parents cleaning up after you a lot less. So take that in consideration next time you do your coloring. So, all right, going on to the I don't know. I just found this. I figured you'd be interested. I'm just trying to help a little guy out, man, So that being said, I think who helped their stock, I would say the Jacksonville Jaguars. You get a stud QB. And you get ATN, a running back who's probably going to be 95 plus speed or 93 plus speed, right? That's great, especially starting out in Madden when you don't know, too much about the game. It's safe to run the ball, and Meat still runs the ball now. So look, you got a running back and you got a stud receiver, and I think they got a tight end and a pass rusher and an offensive tackle. So I would say the Jaguars, definitely up their stock in my book. Teams that went on the downslide, I would say the Patriots. They took a journeyman QB who's going to be check it down Charlie, who's not going to be rated very high, I don't think, in this year's game. They took, an okay, defensive stopper in the middle. I think a two-gap defensive tackle. And, they took, a couple other guys that aren't really flashy. So I think the Patriots hurt their stock because they needed receivers, and they don't have any still.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Mac Jones, definitely not a flashy pick.
Mm-mm.
All right, Prime, how about you? Now, obviously, you're probably going the Colts again, but if you weren't.
Yes. Yeah, if I wasn't going the Colts and if I wasn't a Colts fan, I would definitely go Jacksonville. Having an X-Factor rookie quarterback out of the gate, so half the cycle, you're going to have that cheap contract, and then he's going to be like 90 overall, probably by season 2, which is going to be wild. I would go Jacksonville to echo Pauly, obviously, Mac Jones. And all the free agent signings that the Patriots made are just kind of mediocre Madden players. They're going to be a rough team to play with, I think, in Madden. The Jets, I think the Jets made some moves this offseason. They drafted some good receivers. Wilson's I think he's going to come out of the gate around a star dev, probably. Big arm. He's gonna be a decent player. Also, I think that 49ers, they're a pre-built team, a good team. Got the tight end there, and then they got the young, and I think he's going to come out probably superstar out of the gate, and he's going to be low rated, but he's going to be the athletic quarterback that Meats likes. Other than that, you can name a bunch of random teams. The Raiders aren't that good; they didn't really do too well in the draft. I don't know. So anyway, that's my pick, but it'll be between the Colts, the Chiefs, and obviously the Jaguars for me.
All right, so Prime's going to take the Colts. Meats, how about you? What's your teams that helped and hurt themselves?
I think the team that helped themselves quite a bit in terms of Madden, obviously, the Jaguars, but that's been touched on. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I think they've already had a pretty decent Madden foundation in place, but then they add Jalen Waddle to it, who's going to be like 97 speed. They add probably the best edge in the class in Jalen Phillips. And even Javon Holland in the second or third round or whatever that was, and he's going to be a solid building piece in the secondary. In terms of, you can really hurt yourself by adding players to a team. So I'm going to go with Seattle because they only had 3 draft picks, and they got one of those was an offensive tackle, which we all know doesn't matter. So.
Okay. Yeah, the other thing the Dolphins added was a lot more picks in future drafts, so that'll help too.
Definitely.
All right, Lawyer, what do you think?
I was going to say the Dolphins, they got the future picks. They drafted probably one of the fastest receivers coming out of college this year, which everybody loves speed. They still got all the players they had on their team from last year, which I think is huge for them. But to go with somebody different that hadn't been said, and maybe not so much looking at the draft, I'll say Cleveland. I feel like they made pretty solid picks across the board. Don't sleep on them adding Clowney as well to go on the other side of Myles Garrett. So I think Cleveland's going to be tough next cycle. As far as teams that hurt themselves, I hate to say it, but the Falcons. We take Kyle Pitts, which, everybody loves and is supposed to be a good receiving tight end. But, I mean, we didn't help ourselves in our biggest area of need, which is secondary. So, who knows will be stopping everybody. We're back in. Good thing that's a Washington marker.
Well, with that, that's going to take us to the final rant, and that's going to be our winner tonight is Pauly with 41 points. He got bonus points for every one of those props he had. So, Pauly, these 30 seconds are all yours.
Hey, first and foremost, I want to thank you, gentlemen, for coming in this chat and being second place. I appreciate your services, and I'm going to say, I'm going to make this about, serving our country and, Bomber and others in this league that serve, even everybody that does humanity, as far as teachers, hospital workers, they should get paid more than professional athletes, right? They should get paid more than professional athletes. They're the people that have a real say in our future population of this world, right? Not our professional athletes. Why do they get paid so much? Teachers, lawyers, doctors, okay? Military men, cops, everybody, they should get paid more. Okay, just because of the services that provide for our, for our world. I think professional athletes get paid too much. Spread the wealth.
Okay, I like it. All right, guys, thanks for being on. Till next week, maybe we'll get Tony Jefferson in here. Who knows?
Maybe.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to First and Goal. Be sure to check out Mad Bomber TV on Twitch and YouTube for the latest from the SML. And we'll see you next time on First and Goal.